Hey guys, would you look at that? I'm actually not animating. Yeah, I got an ask on Tumblr on my Gin Unshaken blog. There's a link in the description if you'd like to visit. I got an ask of someone being like, interested in seeing me working on Gin Unshaken backgrounds. And at first, I was like, ugh, backgrounds. But, I do have to get further in Scene 4 backgrounds. I think I've stated before that Scene 4 is in a mall, and I'm almost done with Scene 3's coloring and shading and lip sync as I speak right now. So I was like, I guess it's a good time to start doing the backgrounds. I mean, I already had 3 done because I got really bored a few days ago. I was just like, yeah, I was so bored with coloring and shading and lip sync that, I actually went and did backgrounds. That says a lot about how much I hate coloring and shading. But yeah, as you can see, it's just, at the beginning, it's probably past this part right now, but it's a lot of mechanics on how I wanted the shot to look. You might have noticed a sort of grid line thing, and that was actually something I do for backgrounds. I'm sure a lot of you have heard of the rule of thirds for cinema and photography and all that, and I'm trying to implement that into animation now. I didn't used to, and in fact, the first few scenes of the episode I didn't do it because I just didn't think of it, but basically from Scene 3 onward, I started using the rule of thirds grid to figure out where I wanted to place everyone. And so I've been doing that, and I'd say it's been working very well. It's been helping me a lot in what I want for, like, where I want people to be in the scene, and it actually just basically helps a lot with making the scene feel kind of solid. Like, it's probably past it by now, but basically the grid lines that you saw at the beginning, the purpose really is to put anything important in the places where the grid lines intersect. And so I've been doing that with a lot of the characters. Funnily enough, the grid lines did not really super affect the background that I did in this first part, just because the placement of the people I want in the background of this that I'm working on, they're kind of like in the middle. It was hard because they're going to be moving, so like moving from left to right, gonna be walking, yay. Walking animation. I was doing a walking animation, well, I was doing walking coloring and shading the other day for Scene 3, and I was just sitting there like so bored, just like, ugh, let it end. But anyway, so people are going to be walking across the screen in this background, so really the rule of thirds thing kind of applies, but not very strongly. In the second background I work on, because yes, I do work on 2, it ended up that this first background only took about an hour, and then the second one that I did, because I was like, well, an hour is not enough to fill up a full draw and talk, because I could have slowed down the footage, but it would have felt like it dragged on so long. You might have noticed at the beginning how slow it was going. That was just me trying to rack my brain on how stuff was supposed to be working. So yeah, I had to end up doing another background for the draw and talk. In that one, the rule of thirds grid applies very strongly. The characters for the scene actually show up directly on those 2 parallel vertical lines as they walk along. So they're the things of interest, so they're on the lines, because that's where your eyes generally go to when you're watching a movie or watching a show. So I tried to do that, and I think it turned out pretty well. I can't wait to actually do the guidelines for the scene. Who knows, I might actually record that next time. I do apologize, I know I said that I want variety in draw and talk, but I've been so adamant on making progress for the episode that I've just been like, I can't work on anything but the episode, so basically in the past few weeks I've just been uploading animations for draw and talk because I just felt like I shouldn't be working on anything else. But when someone asked me to do backgrounds, even though at first I was like, ugh, then I realized, well, some people do actually want to see this, and so I guess that'll be cool, but I'm probably not going to do this again, mostly because I still think it's kind of boring. I mean, you'll have to let me know what you think about it, but it's just, when I look back at it, it's just, I'm so bored with drawing backgrounds that watching myself go back through the perspective pain and all of that is just like, ugh. And it, like, I wanted to say that to the asker of the question on Tumblr, but at the same time, it was just like, I might as well try to, fulfill something that someone asked of me. I mean, what else am I gonna do for Draw and Talk? I mean, it's for the episode, so I felt justified in doing backgrounds for this episode, so, or well, this Draw and Talk episode. So, I mean, I guess it's fine, but, yeah. I feel like pretty rambly, probably because my brain is mush from trying to figure out how to do these backgrounds. You might have noticed at some point that I pasted in pictures that I've drawn before, and I just do that to fill in, like, colors in the background, because, basically, I just copy and paste pictures I've drawn before and make them really small and blur them out a lot because, I mean, your eye will register it as like, hey, that's like a poster in the background or some sort of thing in the background that it makes sense that it's there, and it kind of feels empty when stuff like that isn't there. So I end up adding those things in, even though it's just like, why is there a portrait of Jaden on the wall? Well, really, your brain isn't going to register that, hey, that's Jaden, unless you know it was Jaden before it was blurred to unrecognizable conditions, you know? So I tend to do that a lot. It helps fill up space, and I really recommend it. Oh, also, speaking of recommending things, at one point, when I'm working on blurring pictures and kind of editing a little bit of, like, colors and just a bunch of stuff, really. That program is called Photoscape. I really recommend it. I've been using it since I was like 14 or something for photography, and I realized that there are a lot of features in the program. It's free, by the way. There's a lot of features in the program where in the editor, in the photo editor, you have a lot of different ways of editing your picture and kind of making it feel a bit more cohesive by adjusting hue and just a bunch of effects that it can do. You'll have to mess with it. I've obviously been messing with it for a very long time. And then there's also a GIF making aspect of the program, and I use that for basically everything. Every time I upload a GIF, it's by the use of Photoscape's GIF making feature. In fact, I used the GIF making feature for the entirety of Magical Girl School because with the amount of frames that I had to make for Magical Girl School, I did not want to save each frame individually and then have to go in, because I used Movie Maker at the time, Windows Movie Maker. I didn't want to go in and have to adjust all the timing and all that for all those thousands of frames, so I would end up going into Photoscape and basically pasting in each frame, because all you have to do is copy and paste a picture in for it to register as part of the GIF. You might want to look up tutorials for it. It took me a while to get the hang of. In fact, I didn't even know the GIF making part like existed for like a good 3 years before I started using it for Magical Girl School and such. But anyway, the point of it was I didn't want to save every frame individually, so I would go in and make a GIF of it, and the animations for Magical Girl School wouldn't clog my computer, really. And I'd just have the frames themselves in like layers in Photoshop files, and then I copy and paste them into Photoscape, each individually on top of the background, and boy, I did Magical Girl School in a weird way. Gosh, oh boy. It's been a while since I've actually touched Magical Girl School stuff, but looking back, it was a ton of random shortcuts and loopholes to just a bunch of stuff. Basically, making Magical Girl School was just a ton of shortcuts. Oh boy, but let's not talk about Magical Girl School anymore, and in fact, I think I don't have much time left in the video to talk. I guess I'll bring this up. I had a very exciting idea concerning Jaden Unshaken, the episode, and I've been working very hard on trying to fulfill that idea. No guarantee that it will work, but I guess just be excited for the episode release because you'll be getting a lot of good stuff if this happens. I don't want to talk too much about it right now because I literally just thought of this idea very recently, and I worked out all the numbers for everything and like which days I'd have to work hard on stuff and in the calendar and everything. So I have to believe in myself and work very hard to try to get this basically dream come true thing to happen. I think I can do it. Sorry it's so vague, it's just I don't want to hype you up too much by you knowing what exactly I want to do, but I guess just be like, hey, when Jaden Unshaken episode comes out, we might be getting a lot of good stuff. So yeah, probably should stop talking about that. Well, here we are closing out. I hope you enjoyed my drawing of backgrounds of a mall. I didn't really enjoy it myself because, I mean, drawing the backgrounds themselves, it wasn't so bad. I mean, it's still drawing, so I still kind of enjoy it. It's just, I don't know, the whole, I gotta figure out where everything goes. It just seems so boring to me visually for like a video, you know? Definitely still wanted to do this to, let that person know how I do backgrounds, whoever asked. So yeah, there you go. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'm going to try to remember to put the link to download Photoscape in the description because I really recommend it. Other than that, I think we're good to go. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for sending all your ideas to me, like, hey, can you do a Drawn Talk with backgrounds? It's really nice. I really appreciate it every week, just how many of you guys actually care and listen and watch and tell me just like, hey, keep doing these because I really like listening to them or I like watching. Like, honestly, that makes my day every time. You have no idea. Well, anyway, have a great day, have a great week. I'll see you next time. Bye!